The New York Rangers beat the Los Angeles Kings by a score of 5-3, and it was not a 60-minute effort for the Rangers, which we're accustomed to. But I'm surprised that the Rangers did come back and win this game. It was an ugly first period. It really could have even been worse than 2-0. But Shesterkin made some big saves, kept it in check, and the Rangers really had a very good second period. It's one of those things. It's even really more than period to period. But if we're gonna go on that level, yeah, like there'll be one period where they are as bad as you can be, and then another period where it's like, okay, now this is the team that we've seen in good moments. But yeah, happy to get the 2 points. Rangers were outshot 38-25. Again, Shesterkin, even though he gives up 3 goals, this was a very good Igor effort, 100%. And the kid line really hasn't been great lately, but they were really good tonight. And Kakko, there could have been so much more for Kakko. He gets 1 goal. It should have been a lot more. It's frustrating. It's like, I want to give him praise, but at the same time, there should have been more there. He's just not decisive enough at time. He likes to hold on to the puck, and sometimes that's okay. There are situations, but it's just too much. He needs to release. He's got an okay shot. He should try to use a little bit more. But the kid line, I thought, really, really good, and their ice time is shown in that. They played a lot in this game, whereas the Zibanejad line didn't play all that much. The Rangers didn't have a power play. In fact, in this game, there was one power play to the Kings, which they scored 14 seconds into. So a lot of even strength play, and that's another good thing. The Rangers, we won't count the empty net goal, and actually, we won't count the 6-on-5 goal. Still, though, 3 even strength goals compared to 2 allowed. So that's a good thing that they're generating that type of offense. And really, it's the kid line that does that. But yeah, the Zibanejad line didn't play that much, but they come through when it counts, and Kreider gets the game-winning goal. And then he adds an empty net goal as well. So Chris Kreider factoring in a big way. And after a slow start for Kreider, the goals are starting to come. Now it's at 9. So it's coming along for Kreider. Even Jacob Trouba, who kind of looked a little bit ugly on that first Fiala goal. It was a nice move by Fiala, but Trouba not looking great. Trouba has been slowly getting better as well, I would say, too. And yeah, so now the Rangers go into the Ducks game with a chance to take 7 out of 8 points. And look, the fact that it's a back-to-back, the fact that Halak is going to be in, and Halak hasn't played in a while. They haven't announced anything, but it's a safe bet that Jarl Halak will be in net. And I was happy about that Shesterkin decision. This was a good call. And if Halak was in there, they very well could have lost this game. But Halak against the Ducks, I think the Rangers' offensive abilities, there will be chances to be had, but I could see tomorrow being a high-scoring game. This was as well, but I could see that being a high-scoring game. I just hope that the Rangers can take care of business, but I don't think it'll be easy. And I think Anaheim, they're a team that's done a lot of losing, but I think the Rangers don't have to play their A game. I hope they do, but they don't have to play their A game to win it. But that would be the key. See, you win the Anaheim game, then that's a very successful road trip and much better than I would have expected and higher than my expectations were. I was kind of hoping, look, if they lost tomorrow, then they'd be 2-1 on the trip, which is kind of what was at the minimum of what I was kind of hoping for. But now that you're there, the Ducks were and are the easiest team on that out of the 4 games. So the Rangers also catch a break, and I want to check something real quick. I want to see Jonathan Quick's season numbers, but they have to be better than Cal Peterson. Cal Peterson really, and I think that was a partial reason why the Rangers won this game. The Kreider goal was a weak one. The winning goal was a definite weak one. And we'll talk about the other ones. The Schneider goal wasn't really great either. But I'm assuming that Jonathan Quick, I want to see how good his numbers are this year. No, Quick's numbers aren't very good either. They're better than Peterson's, but Quick, it's better. But yeah, those are not great numbers. So either way, it wasn't as if it was like prime Jonathan Quick. But Peterson does not perform well for the Kings. Rangers definitely, goalie-wise, at an advantage, and it helped. So, yeah, 35 seconds in, Kevin Fiala from Kempe and Kopitar, and Miller and Trouba weren't great in this sequence, and Fiala ends up in front. And Igor, I guess if there's any criticisms to the Igor goals, I guess this would be the one, but it was really a nice kind of skate to stick play by Fiala. And it gives the Kings a 1-0 lead. Then Trocheck takes a slashing penalty at 5:47 of the first after Panarin turned the puck over. Panarin, for me, I'm so frustrated with his play. Like, there's a lot of opportunities, but Panarin really has been on a cold spell for a while now. There was some jump. It wasn't as if, there was jump to Panarin's game. He wasn't awful, but there's a lot more to be had there. And he got off to a really good start to the season. I just feel like if you want to cut it in 10, right? First 10 games, I felt like he was really good. Last 10 games, not so much. Even though the win-loss probably isn't reflected in that. So, but right away, the Kings score a power play goal. Velarde opened in front. A nice pass by, I believe, Fiala. It's Velarde's 11th goal. That's impressive. From Fiala and Doughty. 6 minutes in to the first period. 2-0 Kings, and there were chances for more. Eventually, it's a 4-on-4 as Lafreniere and Lizotte both go up for slashing 17 minutes into the first. And in that sequence, the Kings had chances. But Shesterkin kept the range in the game. If this became a 3-0 game, it's done. It is done. I was very surprised. I did not think the Rangers would score goals, but that's interesting. And looking at Quick's numbers and Peterson's numbers, because the Kings have kind of prided themselves, at least the last few years, of being, more of a defensively responsible team than on the offensive side. But this was, they're definitely giving up goals based on that. So in the second period, though, the Rangers really turned it around. I'm sure Gallant gave them a really nice talking to. Whatever he said worked. And in the second period, 2:22 in, it's the first goal of the season for Braden Schneider. It seems like Braden Schneider likes to score goals on the West Coast. Last year's first goal of his career was against the Sharks in San Jose, and then here he scores in LA. Schneider from Hedel and Lafreniere. So the kid line, they were a big proponent. The kid line, especially in the second period, but also in the third. We'll talk about that. But good job by them. Schneider makes it 2-1. And then at 12:01, it's the Rangers tied up, and it was a lucky goal. Trocheck, but I like Vinny Trocheck. I really do. 7th goal of the season for Trocheck from Lindgren and Fox. So Fox extends his point streak to 9. I believe it. I think it's at 9 now. And Trocheck, he just kind of drives to that. It was a lucky goal. I'm not sure what he was looking to do. It wasn't a shot or a pass. He was just trying to get to the net. And the puck deflects up, I think, off the Kings defender and just hops in behind Peterson. A very fluky, weird goal, but you take it. And Trocheck puts himself in those positions for that to happen. So they tied up at 2. Then there's a delayed penalty. And the Rangers score on that, as it is Kakko who, right in front, very easy goal. But hey, these goals don't come easy for him. But right in front, Zibanejad was the extra attacker. And so Kakko scores from Hedel and Lafreniere. So again, Hedel and Lafreniere both get assists, 2 assists each for them in that period. And so the kid line right there, the trio gets a goal to it gives the Rangers a 3-2 lead. We go into the third. It's a rare lead for the Rangers going into the third period. And what was an excellent shift by the kid line ends up in a Kings goal. Kakko, what I was alluding to before, Kakko had the puck behind the net, goes in front, and it goes off the post. He finally shoots it. He's just, it's tough because I think that Kakko, there should be results, but I kind of understand why there isn't. He needs to be more decisive. And I don't think he has a world-class shot, but he needs to utilize it more than he does. He really tries to outweigh the defender. You just can't do that. And the Rangers were on for a while. They had possession for a while. And some of the kids, not all of them, but I think at least Lafreniere and Kakko. Maybe Hedel got off. I'm not sure on that. I think he might have. But Sean Walker ties it up for the Kings. His first goal of the season from Kopitar and Fiala. And so it's tied up right there at 3. And the puck, I think, went off of Lafreniere. I think it deflected off Lafreniere and in on the shot by Walker from up top. Not as far up as Schneider's, but that was unfortunate. They couldn't get off. They tied up, but the Rangers, great response. Less than a minute after that, Kreider gives the Rangers the lead back. It's his 8th goal from Zibanejad and Fox. Smart play by Zibanejad. Look, that line, like I said, didn't play a whole lot. They were being kind of shut down when they were in there, but Zibanejad kind of softly dumps it. Well, I shouldn't, not soft, that's not true. He dumps it into the corner, and it bounces off the wall. Kreider wins the race. He didn't really get all of it, And it goes by, enough of it though, and it goes by Peterson. Not a great goal for the Kings goaltender, but the Rangers take a 4-3 lead. And they did a pretty good job from there. Look, the Kings had their chances, and Shesterkin was up to the task, but the Rangers do score an empty net goal. Kreider again, 9th goal of the season from VZ and Miller. And the Rangers win it 5-3. Really nice win, really nice response, good comeback. And this is the type of stuff you need. Like at the Kings, look, this is not like a great team by any means. They're not, but still, LA on the season now, their record, and look, the Western Conference in general is not as great of a. The East is a lot better than the West. The Kings are 11-9-2, which look, it's not great, but they were 6-3 at home. This is a good. Like the Rangers have struggled. Now it was the Staples Center. Now I think it's like Crypto.com Arena or something. But yeah, so. But the Rangers get the win. Their record is now 10-6-2. So they're 10-6-4. So now they are 1 win away. Like 1 win away is in like tomorrow if they can get it to be 11-6-4. And then at that's a lot more respect. That's respectable. Like not that 10-6-4 isn't, but look, that's still technically 10 wins and 10 losses. Technically speaking, I know you get the 4 overtime / shootout losses, but I want to get to a point where you actually have more wins than overall losses. And if you win the Ducks game, you can do that. And that'd be really, really big. And like I said, the Anaheim Ducks are one of the worst teams in the league. In fact, they are in last place. They are the worst team. They have the least points. They have the lowest. Like it's bad. They're 5-13-1, and they've given up 82 goals. That's a lot. I mean, 50 is low, right? But 82 is by far. Not by far. Not by far, but it's bad. It's the worst in the league. They are, it's interesting. They're 3-4 at home. They're 2-9-1 on the road, so they are halfway decent at home, relatively speaking. They have a really bad road record. The Rangers beat them at the Garden, so we'll see what happens. We'll see Ryan Strome again, Frank Petrano, assuming that both of them are healthy, which I think they are, and Halak will be in net. So I expect a high-scoring game. I expect it to be kind of a weird one. The Rangers just have to find a way to get 2 points. If you can do that, it's a very, very successful West Coast trip.